Putting on his shoes, and his mother's like, honey, you're putting your shoes on the wrong feet. And the kid says, no, Mom, these are my feet.
What did the black guy get on his SATs?
What?
Barbecue sauce.
You know what? Go fuck your joke.
Somebody tell me a joke.
All right, guy gets a call at his job. His wife was in a terrible car accident. He runs down to the emergency room, goes in, sees the doctor. The doctor comes out. He says, oh my God, this is horrible. Your wife was in an accident. She's hurt bad. You're going to have to teach her how to walk again, how to talk again, how to eat again. You're going to have to change her diaper and take care of her. She's very hurt.
Okay.
The guy goes, oh my God, this is so horrible. The doctor says, nah, I'm just fucking with you. She's dead.
Why'd the gay guy go into the church? You heard there was this guy there hung like this.
I'm Johnny Salami. Guy walks into a dentist, pulls his pants down, pulls his prick out, and the dentist goes, what are you doing? He goes, no, I got a tooth in there.
Why are black so fast?
Why?
Because the slow ones are in jail. It was a guy one day, his name was Shitty Will. And Shitty Will was about 18, 19 years old, and Shitty Will never had sex before. So his friends decided to take him to a hooker and get him some sex. So they pooled all their money together, and Shitty Will friends only could come up with $3. So they went to the hooker's house, knocked on the door, and asked her would she have sex with him for $3. She said, sure, why not? So she went in there, they had sex for $3, and he left, and that was his first time he had sex. So about 5 days later, Shitty Will started scratching his penis and noticed that he had a real bad itch. So he went to the doctor, and the doctor told him that he had crabs. So Shitty Will was mad. He was really mad about that. So he went back to the hooker's house, and he banged on the door. Bam, 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 bam. Open the door. Open the door. Bitch, you gave me the crabs. And she screamed back, what do you want for $3? Lobsters?
If a girl has big boobs and works at Hooters, what do you call a girl who has one leg? Where does a girl with one leg work?
Where?
IHOP.
What's that useless piece of skin around a vagina called?
What's that?
A woman.
Keep
All
going.
right. What does a priest and a Christmas tree have in common?
What?
Their balls are just for decoration.
Went to the guy and I says, I'm a pirate. The guy says, are you a pirate? He said, if you're a pirate, where's your buccaneers? He said, on the side of my fucking head.
How are a pizza delivery guy and a gynecologist the same?
How?
They can both smell it, but they can't eat it.
What starts with N and ends with R that you never want to call a black guy?
What?
Neighbor. What has two thumbs and likes blowjobs?
What?
This guy.
One more. Give us a joke as we walk.
My whole life's a joke.
What's the difference between deer nuts and beer nuts?
Why?
Well, beer nuts are $1.95, but deer nuts are under $1. Yeah, they're actually laughing.
Okay, my name is Sergeant First Class Gillens. I'm with the United States Army.
All right.
But first, let me start off by saying that all services are great services, but this is against the Navy. There was this kid just joined the Navy, right? And he was on the boat 3 months. He was going to be on the boat for 6 months. And then, at 3 months, this kid is saying, hey, he's talking to his supervisor. He said, I kind of miss my wife. I've been away from her for a while. I'm kind of getting the urge to be with a woman. What's going on here? How do we relieve ourselves?
Right.
He said, kid, nobody ever told you about the barrel? It's like, the barrel? No, what's going on with the barrel, supervisor? Well, the supervisor told him, he said, hey, late at night, about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, there's a barrel on the deck. All you got to do is go put your thing in the barrel, and then, have a good time.
All right.
So that night, kid went down, put his thing in the barrel. Next day, he saw his supervisor. He said, hey, that shit was great, Chief. That's great. I'm going to go back down there tomorrow.
All right.
Again, he went down the next day, put his thing in the barrel, felt like home, feeling real good. Okay? The next night, he went back up. Again, told his chief, hey, man, that was great. I really love that barrel thing. I'm going again tomorrow. Chief told him, no, you can't go tomorrow because you're in the barrel tomorrow.
Your mother's so dumb. I took her to a spelling bee and the bitch started counting.
So this guy, he goes into the grocery store. He says, let me get some tomatoes. And the guy behind the counter says, we got no tomatoes. So he comes back the next day. He says, let me get some tomatoes. The guy behind the counter says, we still have no tomatoes.
Comes in the next day and he says, let me get some tomatoes. The guy behind the counter says, listen, what do you get when you take the blue out of blueberries? And the guy says, berries. He goes in and he says, what do you get when you take the straw out of strawberries? And he says, berries. He says, what do you get when you take the fuck out of tomatoes? The guy says, there's no fucking tomatoes. And the guy behind the counter goes, exactly, there's no fucking tomatoes.
Alright, what's the difference between a black guy and pizza?
What?
Pizza can feed a family of 4.
You know why rabbis don't eat their wives?
What?
Because they're pigs.
You know any good jokes?
Listen, what do you call an Italian girl that can outrun her father?
What?
A virgin.
What's this? You're a wrestler. What's this? Half Nelson. What's this?
Full Nelson.
What's this?
That was good. I like that.
Ready? What do you call blonde with pigtails?
With pigtails, what?
Low job with handlebars.
Yo, what did the rug say to the Christmas tree?
What?
Lift your branches, your balls are hanging in my face.
What do you call cheese that isn't yours?
What?
Nacho cheese.
Joke goes like this. 3 nuns died one day. So they're all waiting at the gates of heaven to see if you can get in. The guard says, I'll ask you a question. If you answer it, you're in heaven. Turns to the first nun, he goes, who's the first person God created? So the nun goes, Adam. So big music, confetti, two guards come up, pick him up, send him to heaven. Go to the second nun, send her to heaven. Go to the second nun. Who's the second person God created? She goes, Eve. Big music, confetti, they send her up to heaven. Third person, what's the first thing Eve said to Adam? So the nun thinks a little bit, she goes, oh, that's a hard one. So big music, confetti, they send her up to heaven.
What's the best thing about having sex with 28-year-olds?
The best thing about having sex with 28-year-olds is?
There's 20 of them.
Your mother's breath smells so bad. 5 out of 4 flies. 4 out of 5 flies prefer her breath over shit.
The woman giving birth. She's sitting there and, the husband's holding her hand, making sure everything's going well. He's like, breathe, honey, you're doing really fine. The doctor's like, one more push. Baby comes out, and the doctor's got the baby, grabs it by the umbilical cord, swings it around his head, flicks it into the corner, runs over, picks it up, throws it in the other corner, and then kicks it under the table. And the mother's like, you son of a bitch, how do you do this? This is my child, I'm gonna kill. And the husband's like, I'm gonna kill you, you're never gonna practice medicine again. He's like, whoa, calm down. Don't you have a sense of humor? It was dead anyway.
What do you call a black guy who flies a plane?
What?
A pilot, you racist.
Yeah. All right, what do you got, Frank?
I heard about the Polish guy on the escalator when the lights went out.
What happened?
He was stuck on the yellow escalator for 3 hours till the electric went on.
The electric went on.
Forget about it.
Little JJ's in school, 8th grade.
All right.
All right. They studying the anatomy.
All right.
Teacher says, hey, hey kids, what is this? She points at the breast. There's a little girl raised her hand and said, oh, that's a breast. So then she says, well, hey, what is this right here? She points at a thigh. It was like, oh, that's a thigh. So then they get the little JJ. She raises, she asks her, what is this right here? She points at his penis. Little JJ said, oh, that's a penis, and my daddy got 2 of them. She's like, 2 of them? She's like, yeah, the one he used to pee with and the one he used to brush mommy's teeth with.
Forget about it.
2 blondes walk in the desert. The one says to the other one, my goodness, did you hear it's going to be 100 degrees in the shade today? The other blonde says, my God, I'm glad there's no trees.
Yeah.
How many kids with ADD does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
Want to go bike riding?
2 Polish guys walking down the street, find a box. They open a box, it's a severed head. But one guy picks up the severed head and lifts it up and shows his friend. He goes, hey, this looks like Stosh. And the other guy goes, no, too tall. I'm not prepared.
Hey, did you hear that Michael Jackson's going to do a song with Elton John? It's called Let Your Sun Go Down on Me.
A priest in a confession booth's got to take a piss real bad. grabs a little altar boy, says, listen, while I go and take a piss, you sit in the confession booth, and if anybody comes in, you just look on the wall and tell them what they have to do. Kid sits in there a couple minutes, nobody, all of a sudden the lady comes in, she's sobbing, crying, she says, I'm a married woman that gave a guy at work a blowjob. Kid looks on the wall, can't find blowjob. He opens up the confession booth door, grabs a little kid, and says, hey, what does father usually give for a blowjob? He goes, I don't know, he took me to McDonald's.
TellMeAJoke.com. What's going to be on TV?
There were these two blondes sitting on a park bench. One turns to the other and says, tell me, what do you think is closer, Florida or the moon? So the other dumb blonde says, duh, you can see the moon.
Terrible at jokes, but I have a good one. What do you call it? One banana peel on the floor.
What's that?
Slippers. Brain fart, sorry.
So there's a doctor, a lawyer, and a priest, and they're on a cruise liner, and it starts to sink, and they get into the lifeboats, and the doctor says, what about the children? And the lawyer says, fuck the children. And the priest says, you really think we have time?
What's long, black, and stinks? What? The unemployment line. Ah!
What's the difference between a Jewish person and a pizza? What? Pizza won't scream in the oven.
Where do you find a dog with no legs?
Where?
Where you left it.
What did one lesbian frog say to the other?
What's that?
We do taste like chicken.
What does a guy with 4 balls do?
What?
Walks to first base. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Little boy blue.
Little boy blue who?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a Porsche and a porcupine?
And a porcupine, what?
In a porcupine, the pricks are on the outside.
Yeah.
Black guy goes into a bar with a parrot on his shoulder and talks to a white bartender. Bartender says, where'd you get him? Parrot said, Africa.
TellMeAJoke.com.
taking a shit.
What?
A show off.
Why don't girls wear skirts in the winter?
Why?
So don't get chapped lips.
So Minnie asked Mickey for a divorce. Mickey says, are you fucking stupid? And Minnie goes, no, I'm fucking goofy.
Do you know what do you call a gay dinosaur?
No, what?
A megasaurus.
You know, Pinocchio, he was a lonely man, okay? Basically, he was by himself, and he wanted to stop playing with himself. He went to Geppetto, and he says, look, Geppetto, I'm tired of jerking the fuck off, okay? I need you to make me a bitch, okay? All right? Geppetto makes him a wooden doll, female, got her looking like Barbie, but there was only one problem. Her little pussy hole was too small for his wooden dick, okay? So this is what happens. He goes back to Geppetto and says, look, man, I'm having problems with me and my wife. Our sex life sucks. Geppetto says, the only thing I can do is just give you this sandpaper. You can go in the bathroom once in a while and just shave it down, and then it'll fit, right? And then 2 weeks later, he goes back to Geppetto. Geppetto says, what's up with you and your wife? He says, fuck my wife. Give me some more sandpaper.
You're on a blank. I got stage fright.
Just say your name.
A quick one. All right, there's a blind date. Doctor's going out with this girl. Right? Having dinner. Girl thoughts. She's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. Blah, blah, blah. At least it doesn't smell. At least it doesn't smell. It's a little cold, so that's it. All right, during the dance phase of the date, they do the same thing. Dance, they eat and dance. She farts again. She says, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. You know what? Go fuck your joke. Go fuck your joke. Go fuck your joke.
There's a mole hole, right? And first of all, the mama mole comes up and she says, I smell pancakes. And then Daddy Bear's like, wait. Daddy Mole's like, wait, let me come out. He says, I smell waffles. Now it's a small hole, so now the baby mole tries to get up, but he can't, so he goes, all I smell is mole asses.
Why doesn't Santa have any children?
Why?
Because he only comes once a year and it's down a chimney.
What do you call a hooker with a runny nose?
Why?
Full.
For TellMeAJoke.com. I'm down in Fells Point, Baltimore with my man Anu. He's got a funny joke for you guys.
What did the hot dog say? What did the hot dog say after he won the race? I'm a winner.
TellMeAJoke.com. What's the worst part about rollerblading? Telling your dad you're gay.
I'm a winner.
What do April showers bring May flowers? But what do May flowers bring? Pilgrims.
This guy plays piano. He's amazing. All right. He walks in this bar. He's like, "Can I have a nightly gig?" The bar owner's like, "Yeah, if you play me something and I like it." He says, "All right, here it comes." He plays the most beautiful song you've ever heard. The bar owner is crying. He says, "What do you call that?" He says, "It's called Bend Her Over, Fuck Her Hard." The bar owner owner says, "Oh my God, it's the worst title I've ever heard in my life." He says, "Play me something different." The next one is upbeat. It's amazing. The guy, he's elated. It's amazing. Beautiful music. He says, "What do you call that one?" The guy says, "It's called Shit on Her Chest." He says, "What?" All right, look, man, your music is great. I'll tell you what, you can have the gig, but just don't tell anyone the titles of the songs. All right, that's my only rule. He says, "Great." So he's been there about a week. It's great. There's a big crowd every night. Everybody's heard about this guy. He's dynamite. They say one night he's played for about an hour. He goes to the bathroom to take a break. Takes a piss. On the way out, he forgets to zip up his zipper. On the way out of the bathroom, another guy's coming in. He says, "Hey man, you know your dick is hanging out of your pants?" The guy says, "Know it. I wrote it."
How do you make a girl come?
How?
A piece of string walks into a bar one day, and the bartender says, "Get out of here, we don't serve string." So the piece of string comes back the next day, and the bartender says, "I told you yesterday, get out of here, we do not serve string." So piece of string gets this idea, he ties himself up, and he messes up the ends of the string. And he comes back the next day, and the bartender says, "Aren't you that piece of string I threw out of here yesterday?" And the piece of string says, "I'm afraid not."
Why are all blondes Y-shaped? Coughing. Why are all blondes when coughing? When they're coughing? Why are all blondes when coughing a Y-shaped? Why?
Okay, Little Red Riding Hood, she goes in the woods. She goes and she hears this little voice behind her. She goes, "Hey, Little Red Riding Hood, you can't go in the woods." She goes, "What?" She goes, "This is a big bad wolf. He's gonna lift up your little red skirt. She's gonna pull down your little red panties. He's gonna fuck your little red socks off." She pulls out a 45. The big bad wolf's right behind her. She sticks it to the big bad wolf's fucking head. She goes, "Stick to the story and eat me like the book says."
Will you hold this here?
Why don't you play Cars in the Jungle?
Why?
Too many fucking cheetahs.
There's a little kid, he gets a duck. His mother say, "Hey son, go out and see what you can get for this duck." So the kid goes out, he takes his duck. He say, "Hey," the lady say, "What are you doing?" He say, "I'm trying to see what I can get for this duck." She say, "All right, I'll fuck you for that duck." She say, "Okay." So he fucks the lady, gives up his duck. She say, "Hey, I give you a duck for a fuck." So he goes out. He fucks her again, gets his duck back. So he's on his way home. He's thinking, "Shit, I got a duck for a fuck for a duck." So he's walking home. He drops his duck and he gets ran over by 18-wheeler. The guy says, "Oh man, what can I give you?" Give him $25. So I give you $25 for this fucked up duck. So he gets home and say, "Hey," his mom say, "Hey, what did you get for that duck I gave you?" He said, I got a fuck for a duck for a fuck, and $25 for a fucked up duck.
Tell me a joke, it's not even funnier.
I think you've had too much to drink, honey. If an athlete gets athletes, but what does an astronaut get?
What?
Mistletoe! TommyandJoke.com!
What are you doing? What the fuck? Yo, Nick. She was showing us her tits. What the fuck? I'm a winner.
Around the circle.
You needed to make it right there. This is New Hampshire. Very confusing, right? We just went around the circle. Can I go?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm on the wrong fucking road.
John, Jay, down here at Lulu's Mardi Gras Club in D.C. About to get the night jumped off.
Let's go.
Huh?
Hey, what did the mother strawberry say to the baby strawberries? Don't get yourself into a jam.
Your mama's so fat, she sat on a quarter and a booger shot out of George Washington's nose.
Hey, what did one lesbian vampire say to the other? I'll see you next month.
How many bodybuilders does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
4. 1 to screw it in, and 3 to go. Dude, you're huge.
If I could make you come with one finger, imagine what I could do with the whole hand.
Why did the blonde stare at the frozen orange juice?
Why?
That said, concentrate.
guy was driving a Mercedes, and he gets his car, he gets a flat tire and everything, so he stops his car on the side of the road, and he's changing his tire. Another black guy comes, smashes the windshield. Right on, brother. You take them tires, I take the stereo.
Yo mama's so fat, when you get on top of her, your ears pop.
Why didn't Michael Jackson go to Walmart? Because he heard little boys' pants were half up.
We got a funny looking guy over here.
John from TellMeAJoke.com. We just got done taking over the city of D.C. Signing out. Hope you had a good time.
Yo, tell me a joke.
Yo, Gay Pride t-shirts for life, kid. Free t-shirt. Watch out!
T-shirt, man.
Oh! Hey, we just got down University of Maryland, College Park. This place gets nuts tonight. We're gonna have a fucking blast. Let's go.
What do you call a masturbating cow? Beef stroganoff.
Hey, what's the best thing besides winning a gold medal at the Special Olympics? What? Watching them.
What's the difference between a tire and 365 condoms? A good year and a great year.
TellMeAJoke.com, there's nothing funnier.
Why doesn't Mexico have a summer Olympic team? Why not? Everyone who can run, jump, and swim's already here.
All right.
TellMeAJoke.com, bitch!
A blonde and a brunette and a redhead. Their car breaks down. They see a barn. They hide in it. They're hiding in the barn, and the farmer comes out with a shotgun. So the redhead hides with the chickens. The brunette hides with the cows. And the blonde hides in a pile of potatoes. The farmer goes over to the chickens and he goes, "Is anybody in my barn?" And the brunette goes, "Bup-bup-a-gawk, bup-bup-a-gawk." Oh no, that's my chicken, nothing, don't worry about it. He goes over to the cows, he goes, "Is anybody with my cows?" And the redhead goes, "Moo, moo." And he goes, "Are my cows, nothing to worry about, nothing to worry about." The farmer goes over to the fucking blonde, he goes over to the potatoes, and he goes, "Is anyone in my pile of potatoes?" And the blonde goes, "Potato, potato, potato."
Hey, what's the deal with the chickens? How did the chicken cross the road? What's the deal with this guy? Hey.
I guess I'll have a Coke then.
I'm a winner.
I'm not a racist. What do you call black kids planting their leaves? Raisin Bran.
Why do black girls wear high heels? Why? So their knuckles don't drag when they walk.
All right, so a grasshopper walks into a bar. The bartender goes, "Oh, holy shit, we have a drink named after you." And the grasshopper goes, "You have a drink named Steve?"
What did Raggedy Ann say when she kept jumping on Pinocchio? Lie to me, bitch!
Alright, so this guy walks into a bar. Guy walks into a bar, he's jacked as shit, but his head is tiny. Bartender goes, "Yo, dude, what happened?" He's like, "Well, I was walking along the beach, came upon this magic lamp, I rubbed it, out pops a genie." The genie goes, "I'll grant you 3 wishes." He's like, "Alright, great. First wish, I want to be rich." Genie's like, "Done." Second wish, I want to be ripped, jacked. I want everyone to be jealous of me. Genie's like, "Done." Genie's like, "Well, what's your third wish?" He's like, "Well, I've never had sex with a genie before." Genie's like, "Ain't gonna happen." "Well, how about a little head then?"
TellMeAJoke.com.
Alright, so a black guy, Spanish guy, and a Polish guy go to the bar. And they're like, "Fuck this shit. I had a fucking ham and cheese sandwich for dinner last night. And if I get it again, I'll fucking kill myself." So the next day, they're like, fuck? I fucking had this shit before. And the Polish guy's like, fuck this roast beef, I'll kill myself. The Polish guy's like, this is what I mean, I'll kill myself. And the Polish girl's like, don't look at me. He fucking made himself a sandwich. And he killed himself.
That guy sucks.
What do a walrus and Tupperware have in common?
A walrus and who?
Tupperware.
Who got jokes?
They both like having a tight seal. I get it. What do 747 jets and blondes have in common?
What?
They both have big cockpits.
Oh!
1, 2, 3. TellMeAJoke.com. There's nothing funnier.
Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are they doing? Spin it, spin it, spin it, spin it. They're spinning, they gotta spin it. Yeah, tell me a joke. Oh, tell me a joke.
You notice how everybody who had a racist joke last night started off with, all right, now I like black people, but...
Even the black people are saying that.
But...
Yeah.
All right, I can go.
My name's James. I'm not racist, but this is one joke I know. What did God say when he created the first black man? What? Shit, I burnt one.
Yo, there's a black guy, a white guy, and a Chinese guy all in the 2nd grade. Who has the biggest dick? The black guy, he's 18.
Do you know where to hide money from a dirty Mexican? You tell me. Under a bar of soap.
What is the difference between love and herpes? What? Love doesn't last forever. How come Mexicans don't barbecue?
I'm just kidding.
Why?
Because all the rice and beans fall through the grill.
There's 3 tampons walking down the street.
Which one says hello?
Which one says hello? None of them. They're all stuck-up cunts.
I'm going to give you what you want, and I'm going to give your wife twice as much. So whatever you... So he says, okay, I'll tell you what. I want $100 million. Poof, right there on the beach comes $100 million, and in front of his wife comes $200 million. I was thinking for a while, I says, all right, see that cliff there? I want a chateau up there on the cliff. Poof, there's a chateau up on the cliff. And on the other cliff, poof, 2 more chateaus show up for his wife. So he's thinking, he says, okay, I got my 3rd wish. He says, I want you to beat me half to death. That's it.
This is Teledoc.com.
And one guy says to the other one, he says, you know, I've been having these fraudulent slips lately. He says, I just got on the train, and as the conductor came to me, I asked, you know, can I have 2 tickets to Pittsburgh? I couldn't believe it. I was embarrassed, and she had, she was stacked and everything. So the other guy goes, you know something? I had the same problem the other day. He said, me and my wife, we were sitting down at the kitchen table. I thought in my head, can you go get me a glass of milk? And I said, you bitch, you ruined my life.
What's the difference between Michael Jackson and a bag of shit?
What?
The bag.
There's 2 blondes walking down the street. One finds a compact sitting on the side of the road. She picks it up and she opens it up and looks in the mirror and says, wow, that looks familiar. The other blonde asks for the compact, says, let me see that. She opens it up and says, you idiot, it's me.
What do you say to a black Jew? Get to the back of the oven. How come roosters don't wear underwear?
Why? I don't know.
Because their peckers are on their head.
Why do they put cotton in medicine bottles?
Oh, man.
Why? To remind black people that they were slaves before they were drug.
Is it Teledoc or Teledoc? I don't know.
This guy, he goes into a psychiatrist. He's like, man, this is really weird. I don't know how to tell you this, but it's straight. Sometimes I feel like a wigwam. Sometimes I feel like a teepee. I don't understand. The psychiatrist says, I know exactly what it is. You're too tense.
If fathers have Father's Day and mothers have Mother's Day, what do single guys have?
What?
Palm Sunday.
What time did the Chinese guy go to the dentist?
I don't know. What time did the Chinese guy go to the dentist?
Tooth hurting. Hey, Mr. Walsh, what's the Chinese lady's favorite holiday?
What's her favorite holiday?
Erection Day.
A blonde woman goes to the doctor. She tells the doctor, listen, I'm having problems. My body hurts everywhere. I touch my head, it hurts. I touch my shoulder, it hurts. I touch my arm, it hurts. And he goes, ma'am, are you naturally blonde? She says, yes. Why? What does that have to do with it? He goes, that's your problem. Your finger's broken.
What do you call a dead blonde in the closet? 2001 hide-and-seek champion. Oh!
Two guys sitting down around Christmas time, talking about what they bought their wives for Christmas. One guy goes, I bought my wife a Ferrari. I figured I'd get her something real nice so she was a bitch about it. The other guy goes, you know what? I bought my wife roses and a dildo. She don't like the roses, she can go fuck herself.
Why is there no Disneyland in China?
Why?
Because no one's tall enough to get on any of the rides. What do you call a lesbian dinosaur?
What?
Lickalotopus.
Why don't witches wear panties?
Why?
They want to get a better grip on the broomstick.
Oh. I don't even get it. But I'll laugh anyway.
There you go. Although I personally recommend you guys don't put any t-shirts on because it's doing too good of a deal here.
Why did the Mexican throw his wife off the mountain?
Why?
Tequila! Why did the blonde put curtains on her computer?
Why?
Because she had windows.
George Bush calls his cabinet for the first daily briefing of the day, and Rumsfeld runs down the news, and he's sad to report that 3 Brazilian soldiers had died yesterday in Iraq. And Bush, hearing the news, threw his head down on the table, was distraught. He'd never seen him so bad in his life. He came back up, and a puzzled look on his face, he said, tell me again how many Brazilian is?
It's a dirty joke.
Oh, all right, excellent. We love dirty jokes.
Okay. There was a guy next door, and he was taking a bath with Bubbles. That's the clean joke. You want to know the dirty joke?
Absolutely.
Bubbles was the girl next door.
What do you call a gay midget?
What?
A low blow.
Why did the blonde girl fuck the Mexican?
Why?
Because her teacher told her to do an essay. How do you scare a bee? Booby!
What do you call a Mexican with a rubber toe?
What?
Roberto.
What do a woman and computer have in common? You never know how much you need them, so they go down on you. What do the White Sox and Bobby Brown have in common?
What?
They both beat Houston.
Why did all the gay people leave New Orleans first after the hurricane?
Why?
Because their shit was already packed.
Oh, good one. You got a joke for the camera?
I do.
Okay, let me hear it.
Okay. Why will Michael Jackson never win a marathon?
Why?
Because he'll always come in a little behind. I do like Michael Jackson's music, though.
All right, man and a woman are on a construction site. The woman's about 10 feet up in the air, and they don't have walkie-talkies, and they need to tell her something. They're using sign language. He says, I need a hammer. And she goes, and he says, no, wait, you don't get it. He says, I need a hammer. She says, so he flags her down. He doesn't get it, right? She doesn't get it. He goes, I was trying to tell you that I need a hammer. And she says, I know, I'm trying to tell you I left it in the box.
Why does Helen Keller wear spandex?
Why?
So you can read her lips. Joke for you. What did this kid's mom say to Michael Jackson at the beach?
What?
Could you please get out of my son?
Alright, so a guy walks into a pharmacy, right? He buys a pack of condoms. But he's cracking up as he's buying the condoms. So the pharmacist finds that funny, so he's like, alright, ain't nothing. So the guy comes back the next day, and then he buys a pack of condoms, and he's cracking up still. He's cracking up at the nigga. So the nigga's like, yo, what the fuck? So the pharmacist tells his assistant, yo, tomorrow when the guy comes back, I want you to follow him. So the dude comes in the third day, and surely enough, as he's buying the condoms, he's still cracking up. So now the assistant follows him. But when the assistant comes back, the assistant's cracking up. He's like, yo, where did he go? He said, your house.
I laughed at me, joke.com.
It's 3 mice
Oh,
sitting in a bar. First mice said, I'm such a badass. I take rid and rodent repellent and put it on my cereal. And when I
Eat it, it doesn't even give me a buzz. It don't even bother me. The second mice says, that ain't shit, you ain't so tough. I see a mousetrap, I jump on it. When I see get the bar, I grab it, I do chin-ups. And the third mouse says, I'm out of here, you guys are all full of shit. Give me 3 shots, tells them, I'm such a badass, I'm going home and fuck my cat.
What is a pirate's favorite food?
What?
Harpies.
Okay, this is Rabbit. He's running through the woods. He runs up on this big-ass bear. The bear's sitting up against a log. He's rolling up a joint. And Rabbit says to the bear, what are you doing? He says, I'm about to smoke this fucking blunt, and I ain't about to do nothing all day. So the rabbit says, forget that joint. Come with me. Let's go running through the woods. So the bear and the rabbit are running through the woods. They run up on a big-ass gorilla. The gorilla's sitting up on a log, and he's got a couple of lines of cocaine. The rabbit says to the gorilla, what are you doing? He says, I'm about to sniff this cocaine and I ain't about to do nothing all day. So the rabbit says, forget that shit. Come with us. We're going to go running through the woods. So now the rabbit, the bear, and the gorilla are running through the woods and they run up on this huge-ass lion with a big-ass fucking hair and everything. And he's laying up against the lion with fucking heroin, the needle, and everything. So all of a sudden, the rabbit says to the lion, what are you doing? He says, I'm about to shoot up and get high and do nothing all day. The rabbit says, fuck that, come with us, we're running through the woods. The lion gets up, grabs the rabbit by the ears, bangs him here, bangs him there, bangs him here, bangs the fucking shit at him. Now the gorilla and the bear are looking at the lion and they're in shock. They're like, what the fuck you do that for? The lion says, every time that fucking rabbit's on ecstasy, he wants to go running through the woods, running through the woods, running through the woods.
How do you make it to chicken?
How?
Put a little bikini.
This is the story of Pierre, the French fighter pilot. He has just gotten the orders to go out on the most dangerous of missions. So he has to come home and tell his girlfriend that he's going to be out on the most dangerous of missions. But before he leaves, his girlfriend says, yeah, before you go out on this most dangerous of missions, I want you to kiss me like you've never kissed me before. But of course I'm Pierre, the French fighter pilot. And he gives her the most passionate kiss of her life. And when he's done, he throws her away, grabs a glass of red wine, and throws it in her face. Yeah, why did you do this to me? I hate you. I never want to see you again. Because I'm Pierre, the French fighter pilot. And when I red meat, I like to have green wine. Yeah, you're so sexy. Yeah, before you go out on this most dangerous of missions, I want you to kiss my breast like you've never kissed them before. But of course I'm Pierre, the French fighter pilot. And he's down there all over them titties, and it's wonderful. And she's about to have an orgasm, and then he throws her away, grabs a glass of white wine, and throws it at her chest. Pierre, why did you do this to me? I hate you. I never want to see you again. But I'm Pierre, the French fighter pilot. And when I was with, I like to have white wine. Oh, Pierre, you are so sweet. Before you go out on this most dangerous of missions, I want you to go down on me like you've never gone down on me before. But of course I'm Pierre, the French fighter pilot. And he goes down, and he's down there. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. She's had 12 orgasms, the best head she's had in her life. And when he's done, he throws her aside, grabs a glass of brandy, lights it on fire, throws it at her crotch. Pierre, why did you do this? I hate you, I never see you again. But I'm Pierre, the French fighter pilot. And when I go down, I like to go down in flames.
Your mama's so fat, she jumped in the sky, got stuck.
Yo, what do all battered women have in common? They just don't fucking listen. Hey?
There's this like white kid and the black kid, they sit there hanging out, you know, this is TellMeAJoke.com, and like the white kid and the black kid says, my dad's got a car, and then he honks the horn and says, honky, honky. And then the black kid says like, well, you know, after that the white kid's like, my dad's got a motorcycle, when he revs the engine, it goes run, run. By the way, I ain't prejudiced, I got a color TV.
Your mama's so dumb, she got locked in the grocery store and started up.
What's worse than getting raped by Jack the Ripper?
What?
Getting fingered by Captain Hook.
We love TellMeAJoke.com. So, girl and this guy in a grocery store waiting in line, and the guy notices that the girl in front of him, he's kind of drunk, and he notices that the girl in front of him has in her cart a small thing of milk and 6 eggs and a couple TV dinners, and he says to her, "Miss, are you single?" And she turns to him and says, "How do you figure?" And he says, "'Cause you're fucking ugly."
Here's a joke. Come on. He jokes. TommyJoke.com.
Your mama's so dumb. Oh, no, you thought a quarterback was a refund.
What does a snowstorm and a honeymoon have in common? What? You never know how many inches you're gonna get.
Chinese couple and they had a retarded baby. Guess what they named him?
What?
Something Wong.
This guy walks into a bar. He's got a bag. He walks up to the bar, puts the bag on the stool, and he sits down at the bar. He pulls out of the bag his piano. Pulls out of the bag next this piano stool. Pulls out of the bag after that this little guy. The guy sits on the stool, starts playing the piano. Bartender says, "That's great. What's the deal?" He goes, "I got a genie. It's in the bag." Pulls out the genie bottle, pops out the genie. He goes, bartender says, "You think I could use that genie?" He goes, "Sure, no problem." Genie says, "What do you want?" "No." The guy goes, well, bartender says, "I'd like $1 million." Genie says, "No problem." Boom. What happens? Nothing really happens, but then a duck starts walking in the bar. After that, another duck. A whole row of ducks start walking in the bar, one after another. The bartender says to the guy, he goes, "I think your genie has a hearing problem." The guy says to the bartender, "You think I asked for a 12-inch pianist?"
She thought, nah, spit a verse. I don't know what's going on. Spit a verse.
Why did the cookie go to the hospital? Because it broke Tony.
There we go.
A young Chinese couple gets married, they go on their honeymoon. The Chinese husband says to the Chinese wife, "What do you want to do first? I know you're a virgin, so whatever you want to do first, we'll do first." She said, "How about 69? He said, "You want chicken and broccoli?"
Tell me a joke that's not your funny.
There was a little boy. He kept going to his mother's room. He knocked on the door. He said, "Mom, what y'all doing?" He said, "We're making you a son or daughter." He said, she said, "Now come back." And he came back and said, Mom, what y'all doing?" He said, "We're making you a son or daughter. Now what you doing?" He came back again and said, Mom, what y'all doing?" He said, "We're making you a son and daughter." He said, "Forget all that. Do a doggy style. I want me a puppy."
How do you stop a woman from having sex? How? Marry her.
I'm a winner.
Why does Santa Claus have such a large sack? Why? Because he only comes once a year.
Hold on, I gotta remember it, man.
Your mama's so ugly. They had to tie a punk tie around the neck for the dog to play with her.
How could you fit 50 cubits in a phone book?
How?
How? Tell him it floats.
Why do women cross the road? Why? Who gives a fuck? What's she doing out of the kitchen?
What did 50 Cent say to his grandma?
What?
When she was knitting.
When she was knitting. What do you think she said?
What?
Gee, you knit?
So it's a Puerto Rican, right? This is a Cuban, this is a black guy, this is Mexican in a car. Who's driving?
Mexican.
Oh. No. The police, nigga.
Oh. Tell me your jokes. I have a con.
You got a joke? Hey, I'm wearing extra large. You gave me an extra small shirt. Right now. Hey, this is a medium shirt. A medium. Hey, give me a medium shirt.
Stand-up comedian, brother.
Know any jokes? Hello. I know you hear me.
This is TellMeAJoke.com signing off from Miami. Bye, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Miami! You want a joke? I'm a bad motherfucker. I love pussy. I'm a dumbass nigga. Ass the ass man. I can't live without being a dick. And I fuck shit. You want a joke?
What to do? If I kill him, it is murder. If I push him, he goes in further. What to do?
Yeah, I have one. Not sure if you'll like it, though.
All right.
How much does it cost to get a pirate's ears pierced?
A what?
A pirate's ears pierced.
Ears pierced. How much?
A buccaneer.
Tell me a joke.
Tell me a joke.
Tell me a joke.
Tell me a joke.
How do you kill a blonde?
How?
Put a mirror at the bottom of the pool.
What happened when a guy broke his left arm? What? Don't worry, he's all right now.
I'm trying to say what I can say.
This is a funny joke also. Iranian guy wants to marry his wife, and the wife says, the man says, my wife, whenever we get married, I want breakfast, I want milk, cow, butter, eggs for breakfast, whether I'm there or not. The wife says, of course, my husband, anything you say when we're married. For lunch, I want, the husband says, I want beef, kebabs, rice, this, whether I'm there or not. The wife says, of course, my husband, anything you say once we're married. For dinner, I want this, the husband says, kebab, whatever they eat. The wife says, I have only one request, my husband, to be, I need to have sex 3-4 times a day, whether you're there or not. I forgot to tell you the part that the husband says, whether I'm there or not, I want the breakfast, the lunch, the dinner. The wife says, I want to have sex 3-4 times a day, whether you're there or not. Anyway, these Indian guys come through immigration in JFK and says, the officer says, what is your name? He says, I am dirty and my wife is dirty too. Anyway, thank you very much for Tia, and I think you're doing a good tellmeajoke.com, and I should have rehearsed better. I'm very excited.
Yeah, that's a good one. I said, Mr. What tastes the best? Pussy or cabbage? He said, I don't know, man. I ain't never eaten no cabbage.
Do you plan to go to college?
Where?
A university?
Any more?
Yeah, I have a few, but I think that's just enough for today.
I think you're a real nigga.
Have you heard about a blind skunk?
A blind skunk? No.
Fell in love with a fart. That's terrible. I'm sorry.
Come on, that's funny.
How many dead babies can you fit in a microwave? 3.
How many hoes does it take to fuck up a joint? One. Only one of them now. Woo! Get loose up in this motherfucker. You know how we do, my nigga.
What's worse than 10 dead babies and 1 dumpster?
What?
1 dead baby and 10 dumpsters.
My name is Hollywood. Dennis Hollywood Wade. You know, I'll be doing flyers every day, right? So the tourist says to me, so this is, he said, just got off the plane. He says, so this is New York, huh? The city that never sleeps. I'm like, yeah, I've been sleepwalking 24/7 on the job, giving out flyers. He said, well, if this is the city that never sleeps, how come there's people sleeping on the sidewalk?
Hollywood.
Me a joke. Nah. Wasn't I supposed to tell me a joke?
There are 2 cows grazing on a prairie. One goes to the other, have you heard the new strain of bad cow disease? The other says, I don't care, I'm a helicopter.
I'm trying to do shit.
How do you make a dead baby float? Take your foot off his head. I'm a winner.
Yes. Guy in Arizona, he decided to move there with all this money.
Okay.
And he wanted to make sure he's buried in a good spot. So it's a big, beautiful cemetery, and next to it there was a bank. And as you approach the bank, there's a sign saying, you can live next to it. The sign saying is, you could, that's me there. The sign saying, you can bury it. You can take it, you can line. You can't take it with you, but you can lie next to it. There's a bank in front of a cemetery. There's a big sign in front of the bank saying
you can bury it.
You can't take it with you, but you can lie next to it.
I do not know.
How do you make a little girl cry twice? You wipe your bloody cock on her teddy bear.
What's the difference between a dead baby and a rock? You can't fuck a rock.
I don't know where you from. I'm a bad motherfucker. From dumb to dumb.
That was good. I like that.
I have a white t-shirt now. That's funny. I have a PD 150, mate.
Right, you want? Keep it going. Keep it going.
What do you call a gay midget? What? A low blow.
Now what can I say? For bitches anyway, it's all they trees.
We're from TellMeAJoke.com. You guys mind if we use this on the website? All right, there you go.
TellMeAJoke.org.
.com.
She's like, all right, listen.
Who's got?
Somewhere on the side of the road in South Carolina. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's sleeping.
Did you get to celebrate the new year, obviously? We were out working, so
We decided since we've been driving this whole time, it's only fair to wake everybody in the camper up. And what better way to do it than a couple packs of firecrackers.
Wake up, sucker!
I heard him. He was just coming in.